Hello, yes, this is your girl, Queen of Commentary, and we are back with another video. Yes, today we're going to talk about Miss Jeanette DuBois. Yes, from Good Times, but you know what to do. Thumbs up this video, subscribe if you have not already, cut your notifications on, and leave us a comment. So yes, this was requested from our community board. You guys wanted this video, so we put it together. She has an interesting life, and we're just gonna go get into it. Again, if you guys want us to talk about other people, other celebrities, make sure you leave it in the comments. Let's get into it.
Jeanette DuBois was an American actress and singer who was best known for her role as Willona Woods on the sitcom Good Times. She also co-wrote and sang the theme song Moving On Up for The Jeffersons. Here's a brief biography of her life and career. DuBois was born on August 5, 1932 in either Brooklyn, New York or Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. She was raised in Amityville, New York, on Long Island. She began her career on Broadway in the early 1960s, appearing in plays such as Golden Boy with Sammy Davis Jr. and Louis Gossett Jr. and A Raisin in the Sun. She moved to television in the late 1960s, receiving a Peabody Award for a CBS children's movie J.T. in 1969. She also became the first African-American actress to have a regular role on a daytime soap opera, Love of Life. She rose to fame as Willona Woods, the sassy neighbor and friend of the Evans family on the CB sitcom Good Times, which aired from 1974 to 1979. She also composed and sang the theme song Moving On Up for another Norman Lear series, The Jeffersons, which aired from 1975 to 1985. She continued to act in films and television shows until the mid-2000s, earning 2 Emmy Awards for her voice work on the animated series The PJs. She also appeared in movies such as I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle, and Tropic Thunder. She was also a community activist, a painter, and a co-founder of the Pan-African Film and Arts Festival. She released a CD in 2008 titled Hidden Treasures, which included the TV theme song Moving On Up. She was the first African-American actress to have a regular role on a daytime soap opera, Love of Life, from 1970 to 1972. She won a Peabody Award for her performance in the 1969 CBS children's movie J.T., where she played the mother of a boy who adopts a stray cat. She composed and sang the theme song Moving On Up for The Jeffersons, one of the most popular and longest-running sitcoms of all time. She also made guest appearances on the show. As Helen Willis's half-sister, she starred as Willona Woods on Good Times, a groundbreaking sitcom that portrayed the lives of a working-class African-American family in Chicago. She became a fan favorite for her witty and sassy character, who often served as a surrogate mother to the Evans children. She voiced Mrs. Avery on the PGs, an animated series that satirized life in a public housing project. She won 2 Emmy Awards for her voice work on the show. She appeared in several films, such as I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, a parody of blaxploitation movies, where she played the mother of Keenan Ivory Wayans' character. She also had roles in Charlie's Angels, Full Throttle, and Tropic Thunder. Jeanette DuBois had a versatile and prolific career that spanned over 5 decades. She was a talented actress, singer, and songwriter who left a lasting impression on many audiences. Jeanette DuBois obtained the role of Willona Woods on Good Times after impressing television producer Norman Lear with her performance in the play, The Hot One Baltimore, at the Mark Taper Forum. Lear cast her as the neighbor and friend of the Evans family on the CBS sitcom, which aired from 1974 to 1979. Good Times was a sitcom that portrayed the lives of a working-class African-American family in Chicago. It was the first TV show to depict a black nuclear family, and it tackled social issues such as poverty, racism, and crime. However, it also faced controversy from some of the actors and the African-American community over the direction and tone of the show. Some of the reasons why Good Times rubbed people the wrong way were the show's main stars, Esther Roll and John Amos, who played the parents of the Evans family, were unhappy with the way the show focused on the comic antics of JJ, their eldest son, played by Jimmy Walker. They felt that JJ's character was stereotypical, undignified, and demeaning to the image of black people. They also wanted the show to have more serious and realistic stories that reflected the struggles of Black families in America. The show's writers and producers, who were mostly Caucasian, they did not share the same vision as Roll and Amos. They argued that JJ was popular with the audiences and that the show needed to balance humor and drama. They also claimed that they were trying to portray the resilience and optimism of the Evans family. Despite their hardships, the show's viewers, especially in the African American community, had mixed reactions to the show. Some praised the show for being groundbreaking, relatable, and entertaining. Others criticized the show for being unrealistic, stereotypical, and negative. Some felt that the show did not represent the diversity and complexity of Black experiences in America. Good Times was a landmark show that had a significant impact on television and culture. It also sparked a lot of debate and controversy over the representation and portrayal of Black people on screen. Now let's talk about the character Willona. The actress Jeanette DuBois, who played Willona, brought her own personality, style, and humor to the role. She was a versatile and talented performer who could sing, dance, and act. She also had a close friendship with Esther Roll, who played Florida Evans, and they had a natural chemistry on screen. The producer Norman Lear, who created Good Times, was impressed by DuBois's performance in the play The Hot LL Baltimore at the Mark Taper Forum. He cast her as the neighbor and friend of the Evans family on the CBS sitcom, which aired from 1974 to 1979. The writers and directors of Good Times gave Willona a variety of stories and challenges to showcase her character development. She was a divorced single mother who worked as a sales clerk and buyer at a clothing boutique. She was also independent, generous, and fun-loving, but sometimes nosy and gossipy. She became the adoptive mother of Penny Gordon Woods, a young girl who was abused by her birth mother. She also co-wrote and sang the theme song Moving On Up for another Norman Lear series, The Jeffersons. She intended to be careful about the portrayal of her character in the series, especially after Roll's departure. She wanted to put everything she had into Willona while winning over the Good Times fan base. She sometimes felt insecure in her role on Good Times, as she was unsure of her future as Willona when Roll decided to come back to the series. She also wanted more of a leading role and started doing a few things outside of Good Times to keep growing and become marketable for future roles. She brought her own personality, style, and humor to the role of Willona Woods. She also had a close friendship with Esther Roll, who played Florida Evans, and they had a natural chemistry on screen. She co-wrote and sang the theme song Moving On Up for The Jeffersons, another Norman Lear series, which aired from 1975 to 1985. She also made guest appearances on the show as Helen Willis's half-sister. She intended to be careful about the portrayal of her character in the series, especially after Roll's departure. She wanted to put everything she had into Willona while winning over the Good Times fan base. She sometimes felt insecure in her role on Good Times, as she was unsure of her future as Willona when Roll decided to come back to the series. She also wanted more of a leading role and started doing a few things outside of Good Times to keep growing and become marketable for future roles. Jeanette DuBois was a talented and versatile performer who left a lasting legacy in the entertainment industry. She was best known for her portrayal of Willona Woods, the neighborhood gossip maven, and a friend of the Evans family on the CBS sitcom Good Times, which aired from 1974 to 1979. Willona might have pursued a more successful career in fashion, as she was a sales clerk and buyer at a clothing boutique. She might have also opened her own store or become a designer. Willona might have found a new love interest, as she was a divorced single mother who dated occasionally on the show. She might have also remarried or remained independent. Willona might have faced some challenges and conflicts with her adoptive daughter Penny, who was abused by her birth mother. She might have also helped Penny cope with her trauma and heal from her wounds. Willona might have maintained her close friendship with the Evans family, who moved out of the ghetto in the final episode. She might have also supported them through their ups and downs and shared their joys and sorrows. Jeanette DuBois kept her personal business quiet, however we found a little bit of tea. She married Sajit Krishna Gupta in 1950, but they divorced in 1959. They had 4 children: Provat Gupta, Rani Gupta, Kesha Gupta Fields, and Raj Christo Gupta. Raj passed away in 1987 at age 36. She was rumored to have a relationship with actor Brock Peters in 1959, but this was never confirmed. When she passed, her certificate listed her father as the late entertainer Cab Calloway. However, some sources has disputed this. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this information fun and informational, please like and comment. See you on the next video.